The festering blood feud between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Trinamool Congress, where Bengal is concerned, once again on the boil. We're going to get you the very latest coming in, but first up here, let me take you through the headlines. India Today exposes Bengaluru's high and mighty flood villains. Sitting Bommai Mantri MTB Nagaraj, Karnataka Congress Youth Chief Nalapad, his father and Congress MLA Harris accused of encroaching lake beds. India Today first to expose VVIP encroachment. BJP Aam Aadmi Party showdown over Kejriwal's auto ride in Ahmedabad. Aam Aadmi Party convener stopped by police due to security reasons. Amit Shah taunts Kejriwal for selling false dreams. Big Hindi flashpoint in Karnataka. Former Karnataka Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy warns against Hindu Divas celebrations. Claims Hindi Divas an insult to Kannadigas. Fatal fire in Telangana, Secunderabad after short circuit in e-bike showroom. 8 dead, 16 others evacuated. Police claim multiple fire safety protocols breached. Ghaziabad-based doctor gets sartan se juda threat. Threatens doctor breaks down while speaking to India Today.
आप देख सकते हैं कि मैं अपने क्लिनिक पे बैठा हूँ। यहाँ कोई भी आदमी आ सकता है दवाई लेने के लिए, किसी भी हालत में कुछ भी हो सकता है।
India on road to be semiconductor powerhouse. Indian behemoth Vedanta Limited teams up Taiwanese chipmaker Foxconn to set up 20 billion semiconductor units in Gujarat. Prime Minister Modi hails move as historic. Nabana Chalo, or let's go to the Secretariat, was the call given by the Bharatiya Janata Party in Kolkata today, viewers. The reason? Alleged charges of corruption against the TMC and its top leadership. The BJP's march was halted as the cops put up barricades, detained the leaders. The permission for the protest had already been denied. As the protesters came face to face with the cops, what ensued was for everyone to see. A street fight between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Kolkata cops.
Stone pelting, tear gas, water cannon. A violent showdown between the BJP and its supporters on one side and the police in the TMC-governed West Bengal on the other. In the riot gear, police used force to break up the charging crowds. Injuries followed. A sea of BJP activists in a head-on collision with the state administration as part of the Saffron Party's march to the Secretariat call. A massive protest over alleged corruption in the Trinamool government. Demonstrations turned violently agitated in no time.
See, the water cannons have been used, and just now tear gas shells has also been used by police in front of Howrah Bridge. This is the Howrah Bridge where police had barricaded the whole area, and when BJP workers approached this area, police used force. Initially they used water cannon, and after that they used tear gas shells. So still BJP workers are out there.
Heavy police deployment aside, the BJP's huge Nabana Chalo rally became aggressive. Protesters tried to break the barricades, hurled rocks. Streets of Kolkata and its neighborhood were soon littered with stones, broken bricks, party flags.
Mamata bhoy peyeche, Mamata churi koreche, Mamata netritwe churi hoyeche, আর Mamata ভয় পেয়েছে, বাংলার মানুষের জনজাগরণ হয়েছে। মমতা ব্যানার্জি এবং ওর সরকারকে টেনে 14 তলা থেকে আমরা নিচে নামাবো।
Clashes at Raniganj train station, 4 hours from Kolkata. Unrest unfolded in Howrah as well. A rare escalation of this scale on the streets of Kolkata and its suburbs.
ये देखिए क्या दृश्य है यहाँ पे। पुलिस पर पत्थरबाजी होती है और यहाँ पर देखिए ये एकदम ग्राउंड जीरो का विजुअल्स आप देख रहे हैं। फिर से यहाँ पर घमासान दृश्य जो सुबह से हम लोग देख रहे थे, फिर से यहाँ पे वही आपको देखने को मिल रहा है।
A number of protesters and several BJP leaders were detained as the situation began to spill out of control.
इतना भुगला गया है ना, डर का महल। ममता जी खुद भागी और उनकी एटीट्यूड पूरा किम नॉर्थ कोरिया बना दिया। जिस तरीके से कल शाम से आज तक जिस तरीके से बीजेपी वर्कर का सपोर्टर का अनएम्प्लॉयड एडुकेटेड यूथ को रोका जा रहा है, पूरा प्रदेश भर में आप देखिए क्या तांडव मचा रखा है।
The BJP's enormous show of strength in the Trinamool-ruled West Bengal, racked by violence and stone pelting. With Ritik Mondal, Suryagni Roy and Anupam Mishra from Kolkata, Bureau Report, India Today.
Union Minister Dr. Subhas Sarkar was there as the rally was kicked off in Kolkata. He's joining me live right now. Appreciate you joining us, Dr. Sarkar. Thank you. Sir, you were at the rally today. What did you witness?
Yes, I was in the rally at the starting situation. I was in the Howrah Maidan. I was in the rally.
I believe, sir, many of senior BJP leaders have been hurt. There's word coming in, not just leaders, the cadre. There have been many injuries that your party members have faced.
Many Karyakarta have become injured. One of our councillor, she is a public representative. She is more than 60 years old lady. She has become injured by the police. It is a shame to the West Bengal, and the administration have done a massacre, and by the instruction of our chief minister. They are actually, administration is really have become afraid of people's participation. This is very, very important. All over the state, the situation in every village, they have the idea. All the Trinamool people, they are, kya batayega? Everybody knows, everybody telling in Bengali, chor, 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 as they are telling in this way. And crores of money are being obtained from the different leaders, friends and connected people's house. And few days back, everybody knows, in Garden Reach, more than 17 crore. And before that, our so-called, our minister from the state ministry, they're telling that businessmen in the West Bengal, they are being afraid of doing any business. What does it mean? People is asking whether you are afraid of it, whether you have any connection to that kind of businessman. People is asking that questions.
But sir, the question is, which has been posed by the Kolkata police, which has been posed by the TMC government, that there was no permission that was given for this march, this rally, and you defied permission and you took to the streets.
Look, in the last 11 years, all the BJP programs, whenever we have given the application, in more than 75% cases, they did not give permission by writing. In this case also, they told they will not give the writing permission, but you can do it. And all of a sudden, yesterday, whenever they have understood the people participations, this program is going to be a people's participations. And at that time, they have declared bar on the protest. But it should not be. It should not be, never be done. In almost all the programs, BJP gives the information and do the program in a properly, in a democratic way.
Dr.
So
Sarkar,
it is not
right.
wrong from BJP side. It is the
No.
bad message from the government side. And in spite of this, government has tried to obstruct and prevent throughout the state. They have ransacked in every police stations, in every subdivision, in every district.
But Dr. Sarkar, the fact is that there are enough visuals that one can see where your own cadre, some of it your leaders, are resorting to violence, they're resorting to arson. You can see them pick up stones, try and instigate the Kolkata police. Many instances of arson from your side as well, sir.
West Bengal police have done baton charge to the innocent peoples. People standing on the side of the road, and they are doing baton charge. They have given the barricade, 3 lines barricade, and such a way the barricade has been prepared by wasting public money, by payloader. They have damaged the road in this way. They have used water cannon, they have used tear gas, and with their inspiration, the TMC ruling party worker have charged bomb within 40 meters from the road, highway. This is very bad.
Dr. Sarkar,
tried to create an apprehension situation, to make afraid all the karyakartas, all the common people. But it has not happened this. People were encouraged, and definitely government have understood this is the involvement of the whole state. This is the mindset of the common people. They have understood. In spite of their prevention at all level, huge number of people and BJP have come to Kolkata.
Dr. Sarkar, thank you. Thank you for joining us. There are, claims, there are counter-claims, there are allegations, and there are counter-allegations as well in all of this. But appreciate for you to take out the time and join us this evening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Namaskar to all the audience.
Thank you. I'm joined right now by Tathagata Roy, senior BJP leader. I also have Shantanu Sen, TMC MP. Mr. Sen, I want to begin with you. The heavy hand with which the police came down today on the BJP protesters, some of them senior leaders of the party, pretty much will seem like everything that you've accused the centre of.
I truly see it on television, have grossly overreacted.
Sir, this is for Mr. Sen. Sir, my question is for Mr. Sen. I'll come back to you, Mr.
The question is to Mr. Sen. Go ahead.
Right, sir. I'll come back to you. Mr. Shantanu Sen, the question is, you have come down with such a heavy hand on the march taken out by the BJP. The BJP says it's their democratic right. Today, many would suggest that, you are what you have accused the centre of.
Yeah, I have heard your question very carefully. The answer to your question is, in West Bengal during this Mamata government and this Trinamool Congress regime, each and every party gets the opportunity to hold any sort of political program in a proper and democratic way. But after listening to my previous speaker, who happens to be an union minister, I clearly realized why nowadays people on the road used to say that BJP stands for Bharatiya Janata Joker Party instead of Bharatiya Janata Party. The way he was portraying the story in a wrong manner, today the entire country has witnessed that it was nothing but an organized crime, it was nothing but an organized hooliganism, the message of which the BJP leaders have been spreading across the state since last few weeks. Like they were telling, we'll be going to Nabanno with Lathis, we'll be going to Nabanno with bamboo, we'll be going to Nabanno with revolver. So it was their mindset since long, and they were well prepared for this. And the way they have vandalized the government properties, the way they have assaulted the police personnel, the way they have set police vehicles on fire is absolutely unbelievable. It is nothing but organized hooliganism. They know the participation was so poor. They have spent 11.5 crores of rupees for this one particular rally. Few weeks back, they had a meeting at Vedic village and they have spent nearly 3 crores of rupees. So by spending nearly 12 crores, 13 crores of rupees, they have organized this organized crime and organized hooliganism on the road of this happy state, West Bengal. They tried to create an unrest in a peaceful state like West Bengal because they know they got totally rejected by the people at large of West Bengal by electronic voting machine. They don't have anything in their hand. They are from inside. They are scattered like anything. They don't have anything in their hand other than playing this hooliganism card, other than playing this religion card. And do you know the place where they have set this police vehicle on fire? They are in a mood to create some religion crisis.
Okay. Well, that's a great charge.
And
Mr.
Sen, police personnel,
right.
They prevented them from doing so.
Mr. Sen, that's a very grave charge. I want to bring in Mr. Roy into this conversation. Mr. Roy, the charge by the TMC is this was organized arson. This was not just organized hooliganism that the party which you come from represent wanted to and is looking at creating communal tension.
See, Dr. Sen has to say these cock and bull stories to justify his leader's overreaction. Actually, what has happened is that Mamata Banerjee has now come to such disrepute as a result of money being found in oodles in the houses of her closest associate, that she has no credibility left. She used to move around in a blue and white ordinary sari and Hawaii chappals to demonstrate to the people what an honest and poor person she is. But as the wealth discovered by the ED and the CBI, they keep on piling up. She has no other recourse. Now if on top of that, BJP demonstrates itself into a credible opposition, then where will she be? So she is totally panicked. None of these things were necessary. The sort of battles that we have seen on the streets of Kolkata and Howrah, they were not necessary. If she had allowed a peaceful march to take place up to the gates of Navanno, where the police would have obviously stopped them, then the whole thing would have been just another day of usual political demonstration that is common in West Bengal. But here what happened is she panicked and overreacted. Her police tried to pull down BJP workers and demonstrators from as far away as North Bengal.
Okay.
And they were pulled out of trains. Then after that, the leaders were all nabbed and they were put in police vans. As a result of that, the whole crowd was left leaderless. But they had come to demonstrate. And in the absence of any direction from leaders, they had nowhere else to go. And meanwhile, the police were beating them black and blue. So the obvious reaction happened. This religious story by Dr. Santanu Sen is just a lot of cock and bull. This is cocked up by her party, Mamata Banerjee's party, because they play the religious card all the time. She calls the Muslims her milch cows. They say in Bengali the word is dudhal goru, milch cows. She called the Muslims her milch cows. So it just happened that the location where that police vehicle was set on fire was in a particular location. It could have been anywhere. And it need not have happened. It would not have happened if only the police had not overreacted in this gross manner. And we had not arrested the leaders.
Mr. Roy, I want to bring in Dr. Sen back into this conversation. Dr. Sen, the charge is that the BJP spooked the TMC. You could have allowed them to march to the secretariat. After that, it would have in any case fizzled out because that was their attempt. But to use the kind of force that you did only goes on to prove that Mamata Banerjee today is spooked with the BJP is what Mr. Roy says.
Respecting the seniority of Mr. Tathagato Rai, with all humility I would like to know today he is participating in this debate on behalf of Bharatiya Janata Party or on behalf of SAPE BJP committee, that is BJP Mamata committee, what has been formed under this leadership. He has categorically admitted through his Twitter few days back that in this way Trinamool Congress cannot be made oust from the state of West Bengal. So my first submission will be whether Mr. Tathagata Roy, my respected senior person, whether he is here from BJP or BJP Bachao Committee, number one. Number two, as a former president of the
Dr.
party
Sen,
or a former
yes.
governor of
Yes.
the state, can you deny that the government properties were ransacked and vandalized in a cruel manner? Can you deny that thousands of rioters were there in this rally who were in a mood to create hooliganism, nothing other than that? Can you deny the entire people, the entire country, entire city, entire state, the people, they have witnessed this type of naked hooliganism, which was definitely a pre-planned one. Can Mr. Roy deny my statements?
All right, okay. Dr. Sen has posed a question directly to you, Mr. Roy. Would you want to come in and take that?
Of course I can deny it, and I am denying it right now, here and now. What Dr. Sen had been talking right at the beginning was just a lot of cock and bull story, BJP Bachao Committee and nonsense. There is no such thing as BJP Bachao Committee. I am an ordinary BJP member and a BJP supporter. I was once upon a time a BJP party president. Now, as a result of being above 75, I am not in active politics, but I am a supporter of BJP. I am a member of BJP. And this rot that he has been talking about is nonsense. I have been denying every bit of what he is saying. And what can he deny? That his government is steeped in dishonesty, steeped in corruption, that noodles of cash have been found in the houses of the closest associates of the Mamata Banerjee. Can he deny that this cash has been found? And can he deny that Mamata Banerjee was aware of this thing? It could not have not been aware of this thing. She was aware. And as a result of her being aware, the culpability attaches on her, and she has nowhere else to escape. Now on top of this, if BJP successfully demonstrates peacefully, in a proper manner, peacefully, that they have strength, then where would Mamata Banerjee be and where would Dr. Santanu Sen be? So all they can do is to cook up these stories about...
Okay, may I bring in Dr. Sen back into this conversation? Okay, Dr. Sen, I'll come again. We've lost him for just about 20 seconds. We're going to try and connect to him. But Dr. Sen, if you can hear me, and we'll get your video in just a short while from now. The question, Dr. Sen, is that you could have allowed this rally to proceed till the Secretariat. That's what they wanted to do. It would have dispersed thereafter, is what is the charge of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Can you hear me, Dr. Sen? Okay, we seem to have lost him. I'll go back to Mr. Roy. Mr. Roy, the charge that Dr. Sen laid before we just lost his video link, there's credence to that. The kind of arson that you've seen today. You've seen BJP cadre pick up stones, attack the police. Some of them leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party as well. And if it is corruption that one talks about, the BJP in West Bengal is none the richer, Mr. Roy.
And the what? BJP is not in power in West Bengal. How can the BJP be accused of corruption? The party, the leader, who has all along been saying that she is the honest person, she is the embodiment of honesty, and she has been wearing an ordinary sari and Hawaii slippers to demonstrate it. She has been caught red-handed with money, oodles of money, and huge unaccounted property being caught in her close associate's house. And she can't disown this close associate. One of these, Anubrata Mandal, she can't disown him. So he is saying that as soon as he comes out of the lockup, he should be given a hero's welcome. Can you imagine that? Lakhs of rupees have been found in his premises, unaccounted property have been found, documents have been found. He has clearly been guilty of smuggling cattle across the border into Bangladesh. And in spite of that, Mamata Banerjee is saying that as soon as he comes out, he should be given a hero's welcome. What can you say about a government like this?
Well, you know, we've
And
lost...
the government...
Right. Okay, we've lost Dr. Sen. We're going to try and connect to him, and I don't think it's happening right now, so I'm going to just end the debate on this note. But Dr. Roy, as you can't take away that, yes, maybe the Kolkata police came down with a heavier hand than what they should have on the BJP rally. On the other hand, maybe the BJP cadre should not have resorted to arson like the way they did. Violence at one level. But appreciate, sir, appreciate you joining us. Thank you.